Hi, and welcome again to another knee-jerk reaction video. This is a video where I watch the movie and I tell you all about the movie right afterwards. Try not to do spoilers, but there might be spoilers, so if you don't like that sort of thing, you might want to flip something different. Today's movie is one that's been out for a long time. It's one I just got around to seeing, which is a lot of my movies. This movie was called The Dukes of Hazzard. So, maybe a little bit of background. I did grow up with The Dukes of Hazzard. I was one of the people watched it way back on television. Back then, it was just a really silly show. You could spot bloopers all the time. You could spot crazy things going on, uh, and it was just a Robin Hood show. The movie differs from the show a little bit. In the TV show, they were ex-moonshiners trying to make a better life. In the show, they are active moonlighters. Uh, So, I'm sorry, moonshiners. Moonlighters, some of the second job. Moonshiner, they actually made moonshine and try to deliver it in their old General Lee. So this is kind of an origin story for the General Lee that shows the General Lee before it was the General Lee. It was just an orange Charger, um, which is kind of neat. Other than that, it's hard to say anything good about this movie. There, uh, Burt Reynolds was in it. The dynamic was a lot different. Roscoe P. Coltrane was a lot meaner. I don't know, just it's a very silly movie. It's very I hate to use this term, but I'm going to use it. It's very sexist. Every woman in the show is very, very sexy, and they just threw themselves like idiots to the main characters. I mean, they were just like they made the women as dumb as possible and as pretty as possible. Um, Jessica Simpson, was in a string bikini in more than one scene. It's just very, hey, here's women, here's their skin, and here's them kissing and taking their clothes off. Uh, so the other thing, they did address the elephant in the room. I thought that was kind of neat. I'd heard about this because the movie's been on a long time, so if you haven't heard about it, oh well. But yeah, they do drive to Atlanta, and Atlanta they do get backlash for having the Union Jack on the roof of the car. That was that's just part of the car. It was part of the TV series. But of course, nowadays people are a little more enlightened. They're a little more vocal, and they did play that out in the show. Some of the other things. This was back when I can't remember if what series was out, but it's like they were drifting. They did a lot of drifting in the General Lee. I'm like, I've driven on back roads. I've driven as fast as possible on curvy back roads and through fields and stuff. And you don't just drift. It's all about just driving rough. The Duke boys were a lot sillier. Uh, I don't know. The characters. I did like Waylon Jennings as the not Waylon Jennings. What's his name? His Uncle Jesse. Uh, I don't know. It's just a very silly show. The best part, when you have two singers in a movie, you have Jessica Simpson and you have I can't remember his name. The very, very famous singer who did the movie just to get out of taxes and stuff. Um, he, you got to expect a musical number, but thankfully they did the musical number over the end credits, and the end credits was actually the best part of the movie because they did show all the outtakes. Because the whole thing about the General Lee is that they do these fantastic, super high jumps, and the car lands and keeps going. And they did the outtakes and during the credits where they showed the car how it actually landed, how it folded in half, and how wheels fell off, and how doors fell off in one scene. It literally crashes. You can't jump a car the way they jump it. And so these are all the outtakes. I don't know how many Chargers they ruined, or if they were kits or something, but yeah, they totally smashed up a lot of cars just trying to, and so they showed all these outtakes in the credits, and that was kind of my favorite part. There were a couple laugh out loud moments, but for the most part, I'm like, God, these women are so stupid, and they just act so, and who'd want to be around women like that, even though they're drop dead gorgeous, and um, who, when you're in a police chase, especially, it was hard to update this show for modern times because they were in Atlanta. They actually rammed a police car. And if they thought police were going to give up on them after that, I mean, that's like 8 charges when you ram a police car. You attempted murder and, bodily harm against a peace officer and assault with a deadly weapon. They don't just let you go after that. So, when they show them smashing up all the police cars in Atlanta and then they just drive back on the highway, it's like, it was just, I don't know, it didn't ring true. It broke the sense, even when you have to immerse yourself. And, we talk about this about a lot when we watch science fiction movies and stuff, that you have to have a suspension of belief. But this is just a little too much. I just, everything about it was like, that would never happen. That would never happen. Oh, that would never happen. And even the beautiful women, oh, that would never happen. And, uh, you know, I don't know, I just can't say that I like this movie. I did watch it all the way through to the end. Like I said, the end credits was probably my favorite part. There's a scene where they jump onto the highway from an embankment, and they just showed car after car how it would land and the wheels would fall off and it would spin into the bank. Or in one scene, they have to drive through all these police cars that are spinning all over, and in the outtake, they actually drive off the road and hit a tree, and it's all these fun things that happen. Waylon, no way, not Waylon Jennings. What's his guy? I can't remember the singer's name. But I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it unless you want to watch Jessica Simpson in a bikini for a couple scenes, looking sexy in a couple scenes, making men act like idiots, like they never would, and the women act like idiots. She was like the one that made the men act like idiots, and then all the other women acted like idiots towards the men. And it was just very. It was like a ninth grade horny teenager made this movie and said, "Let's crash a lot of cars. Let's put a lot of sexy women in. Let's get Burt Reynolds." And I don't know. I think I laughed maybe once or twice, but that's only because I knew the joke from the show. Hearing Burt Reynolds go, "Oh, you dipstick," that was said in every episode of the show. But no, I wouldn't recommend this movie. There's lots of better movies out there. I give it 4 flat tires because it's a car movie. I don't know. It just didn't ring true. It wasn't really enjoyable. If you're gonna put it on for background noise while you're doing the dishes or something. But I don't think it's a movie you want to sit down. You definitely don't want to sit down and watch it with your girlfriend. You probably want to sit down and watch it with a bunch of frat guys who are going to throw beer at the TV. So that's my take on Dukes of Hazzard. It's on Netflix. Just showed up. I thought I'd watch it because I'd never seen it before, and I heard a lot of talk about it. But I kind of wasted my time. I didn't feel like it was worth it. And that's my knee-jerk reaction to this movie. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. I can't remember. Was there a Dukes 2? I don't remember, but if there is, I probably wouldn't watch that either. So, 4 flat tires, 2 broken windshields. No good. Don't forget to, watch my other videos. I guess I'm supposed to plug myself. Buy my books. They're on Amazon. And have a good night.